Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name's Matt Chavez. I'm here today with Rachel Wood, and we are here to bring you NZWIHL action here in Christchurch. The Canterbury Inferno at home in their season ender for the regular season, taking on the Auckland Steel. Yesterday's game didn't go so well for the Inferno, dropping it 8-1. And today's going to be an interesting game as well, as there's not much on the line for the Inferno, but the Steel do need to get this win in order to take the 2 spot. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. Rachel, how'd you feel about yesterday's game generally, and anything you want to add to that?
It was quite rough to watch the game yesterday. I think the Inferno came back really well in the second and third periods, but they definitely had that first period really seemed to set the stage for what happened for the rest of the game. So if the Inferno can play this game the way they played the second and third period, I think we're in for a really interesting game tonight.
Yeah, I think that was Bridie and I had that same conversation, and it was interesting just how different things changed after the goalie change and the timeout yesterday. It became a kind of a different club, and it was a lot more entertaining. I think they were 4-0 down at the time, and they gave up 4 more goals throughout the rest of the game, but it kind of came to a stop, and everybody kind of got focused and played a really good second period as well. And like you said, if the second and third period come together, then they put a game together and challenge the Steel here.
Yeah.
So I did have a note. The Steel managers wanted to make sure that I mentioned this. So the goalie matchup today is going to be Coco Krishank for the Inferno and Lachlan Hyde for the Steel as they get set up here. And I wanted to make sure that I mentioned on air that this will be Lachlan Hyde's 75th game, so congratulations to her. That is a big milestone, 75 for Lachlan Hyde. So as we get together here, the ladies line up on the blue line, and we'll get underway in just a moment.
Today's a special game for one of our players.
I think I got it right.
Number 29, a great goalie, and even a better person. Please put your hands together.
There it is.
Number 29 on the Steel.
As they call out Lachlan Hyde for her 75th game here in the stadium, that was the
Ladies, 75 games.
That was the call out by the PA, and we'll join the announcers here. I guess that's about it. But, yep. No, it's on air. We told everybody. It's the we're having a discussion with the Auckland Steel manager right there, and she wanted to make sure that it got in air, and sure enough it did. So there we go. Lachlan, everybody loves you. I don't know what happened here, but everybody wanted to give that shout out, and you got it. So there we go. Congratulations, and we'll see how you do today with the Inferno trying to get their first win of the season on the last attempt in the regular season. Rachel, the playoffs are coming up here, and everybody does qualify.
Yes.
Do you have the information on that by chance, or do you know when they play?
So the playoffs are in 3 weeks' time, I believe, down in Dunedin.
There you go. So I do know from the standings that you'll be taking on Wakatupu first.
Yes, so the draw's already been set up, and as you say, whether Auckland go into the second place today, but the first round in the finals will be first place versus fourth, which is going to be the Inferno versus Wakatipu.
There you go. So we'll get everybody lined up here, everybody finding their spots on the bench, and we'll get underway in just a moment. So Hoagland, Barnett, Keeley, and I think it's going to be Biergaard to take the face-off here. We'll check that out. Not positive. But it'll be Malari for the Steel, and the Steel take it to start with as we get underway here at the Alpine Ice in Christchurch. Hansen getting the puck first. Holding it along the boards, it goes out to neutral. And Hoagland up the left side. pass to Gordon, but that gets knocked off her stick. A good puck movement to start for the Inferno here. And as that puck goes to the back wall, the Steel hold on to it, but a pass gets intercepted, and that gets knocked out to neutral. It'll be Charlotte Pye to collect that one, and that's passed over to the captain, Brooke Patrone. But that's given up in the corner. A light shot in there by Barnett looking for some rebounding, and that puck did bounce around. That's sent behind. It's going to be Shields to try to collect that. And that does come out into the neutral zone, so they have to reset. That puck going a little bit further in. The Steel getting away with the Inferno getting away with a little bit of a trip as a stick came out of the hands there. And as they break out, that is
Gloss going down the middle.
Doing what Kloss does, trying to cut that angle. Not able to get a shot there, but she skates into the corner holding and looking for a pass. Back to Shields. Out to the point. Pushed in and deflected. That goes over Hyde. Back to Kloss. Kloss looking for a pass. Hounded by McLean in the corner there. And that goes out all the way back to Cruikshank, where she touches up and holds it. Oh, and Cruikshank gets knocked over by Eddie. Lost an edge there. That was by no means intentional, but Philippa Eddy loses an edge and takes out Cruikshank and causes a face-off. That was just a bit of a spill right there.
Yes, I can definitely relate to losing an edge and falling in. Definitely tried to school myself in the past as well.
So Biergaard to take this one. Cruikshank checked on, and a face-off won by the Steel. That goes out in front, but not able to be knocked in by Thorne. In front again. Cruikshank knocking it to the side. Gordon has it in the corner. That goes out to neutral. And the Inferno have a 2-on-1 here if they're quick with it. That pass right in front. The goalie gets knocked to the side there by one of her own players. And that puck goes all the way back. It's going to go for icing here as Barnett was first back. And another good offensive showing here by the Inferno. Won by the Inferno. That face-off goes in on Hyde. She sticks it away. Tap to the side. And the skating a lot more active today by the Inferno. Turned over. Oh, in front on a, wow, kick save there just in time. Keeping the Steel off the board. But that puck's still in a dangerous spot. The Inferno trying to get it out of the zone. They do. Halfway down the ice. And it's going to be Gardner taking it as far as she can. Turned over to the Steel. The Steel trying to get it out. Stuck at the point there. And
Armiento chasing it inside.
Yeah, Armiento just kind of, the stick is tied up there for a moment. And as that goes back and forth, she's going to chase it down. Sorry, that's Greaves with it, getting a hold of it. That goes out to Eccleton Allen. She can't get a hold of it. And that's brought in the zone. The Inferno 3-on-5 there, but it goes right back out for a chance to dump it in again. Everybody clears. And Greaves brings it in the left side. She gets hit hard by McLean. The referee thinking about it. For whatever reason, there's no penalty here, but Greaves is down. And not in a good way, as I think it was, did I say that right? It was Ricky Lee McLean that hit her pretty hard. But she's going to get away with not a check there, but they're having a discussion about that. And will they call a penalty? They've pointed a couple of directions, but the Steel still have 5 out there. And I think they're going to get away with this one. They are indeed. Just a face-off outside the zone, called for offside. And the Steel win that face-off. Comes in and goes right back out as they push Malari and Hansen up the right side. They can't get that in the zone yet. Now they do, and it comes back out. No, it doesn't. It's not cleared yet. But that is Barnett trying to get it out of the zone. This was a bigger problem yesterday. We'll see if that changes. That's kicked over to Malari. Malari with it. Malari with a shot is an interrupted shot, but it's kicked aside by Krushak. Patron with a shot and goal. That was a whip of a shot that goes by Krushak. She didn't see it, really. And that opens the account for the Auckland Steel. So in general, Rachel, what are you seeing on that play? Is that any defensive breakdowns, or are you pretty happy that was just a good shot?
I think it was a very lucky shot in terms of it rebounded off the inside of Krushak's skate. I do think, again, the Inferno really have to look at whether they're marking up and playing the player and on defense, because this happened a couple of times yesterday where they gave Auckland just that little bit too much space, and there are definitely players in Auckland that you cannot give space to. Particularly
on that line, you're correct about that. That is a quick moving line with Malari out there at the same time.
100%.
The Inferno with the puck, but they're just not finding a place off the boards with it. They just get stuck to the outside so far. And as the team looks for some passing lanes, they are harassed by the Steel as they continue that high press. And taking the player high, and that's going to let Murray walk that one out. She gains the zone, throws it in. A glove missed by Cruikshank there as play continues. That's turned over, and the Inferno get a chance to throw it all the way down. That is called icing. I'm a bit surprised there because it looked like Kloss had crossed the red line there in the center line, but the linesman said no, and that is icing against the Inferno. Thompson to take this one for the Steel. Loses it to Shields. Shields brings it forward. Gains the zone. Comes in the left side. Goes to the corner. Pressed into the boards. But this time trying to get out in front of the net. Can't do it. And it comes right back out all the way along the boards the whole time. 3-on-2 option for the Steel coming up here. Shot by Patron. Patron gets another one. An excellent deke move. And gets Cruikshank moving to her left, leaves the puck behind, and scores it 2-0 the score. Auckland doubling the lead. Anything on that particular play that you saw there, Rachel?
I think it was very unfortunate, the icing, because then Inferno ended up with tired players out there who just couldn't get back, and then we're trying to get to the change on the defense, and it did look like there was a lack of a miscommunication in front of net, as I noticed one of the Inferno players coming through and two of them trying to pick up the same player.
And very good.
Gave the puck carrier the space.
Yeah, very good point about the icing. That does kind of make decisions harder. Hansen throws it over to Gregory. Gregory with a shot. That's knocked aside by Cruikshank. She puts it to the corner, and then the Inferno defense tries to take it out. Malari with a steal, and that gets knocked off her stick as well. Sent in to Gardner. Gardner with a cross-ice pass. And Barnett not able to get that out. She played for a long pass, but it does go to Gordon. Gordon coming up the right side alone, but two defenders. Takes the shot just off target. But a good opportunity for the Inferno there, showing signs of life this afternoon as they're down 2-0 early. Malari gains the zone, holds it at the point, and she's interrupted and knocked away from her spot by Jeffries. But Malari gets it back, skates it through 3 players. Cruikshank sticks it to the side, and a couple of the Steel go off for a change here. Patron collects that at neutral, skates it back and looks for a friend, but sees none, and
Bradshaw.
That is Bradshaw knocking it out. Murray throwing it in as deflected goes into the near corner. And Keeley with it, Greaves sending it around the sides. That puck goes up in the air. It does go out to neutral, but continual possession by the Steel where it's just turned over. And Kloss goes to collect it. Kloss coming up the left. Holds on to it. She's pressed in a corner there by Patron. And as they come out, they can't quite clear that. Shields with it. Shields gets it knocked off her stick. And a long pass that actually goes behind Cruikshank. And she gets away with that. She lost it. She thought she had it, and it got behind her. But as that puck got nearer the line, she did just enough to sweep it away into the corner. And play continues with Greaves working the defense on the side there. Tunnicliffe digging it out. And the Steel continue on their possession. Harold with it. And McLean swaps at it. Then it's kicked away. And Lucy Eccleton-Allen gets that free, giving the Inferno a little bit of time here to get that out of the zone. Once again, this is where they were having these problems, Rachel, just not getting out of their back third. It's interesting seeing Kloss skate it the whole way.
Yeah, the Inferno seem to manage to clear it just out of the zone, but then they seem to lose control through the neutral and giving it back up and put themselves constantly back on defense again.
And as that puck gets knocked behind, a couple of the players rotate out for the Inferno, but that low pass gets knocked aside. It just got to the edge of the crease. It came right back out. Hart there now. And the Steel knocked that away from the Inferno, but a couple of players get in the way, and that's going to be onside now as Biergaard brings this in on the right, looking for a pass to Hoagland. No, she shoots it. That hits the back of the net as that backhand was not in front of the line. And the Inferno hold this in. Low shot, that's deflected on the way in. Back to Gardner. Gardner flips it around, goes behind McLean there for the pickup for the Steel. And they work to clear that out of the zone. They do that, go to neutral. And a bit of a one-on-one here with Tunnicliffe, but it was Barnett there first. And she holds on to that puck, continues to move, continues to skate. Buckthon looking at it for a minute, but that pass gets intercepted as they were looking for the crease there. And Patron comes in offside. No, she does not come in offside. She thought she overskated herself for a moment. Shots in front, and some good defense there to bail out a sprawling Cruikshank. 2-on-2, Gordon with a shot. There's Gordon trying to get one on. It was a rebound, but that gets cleared away. And a long shot. That came in from the point. I think that was Greaves with a shot from the point. And Hyde holds on to it for a faceoff. Harcourt's Gold, the goal difference. If you're looking for real estate representation, talk to Harcourt's Gold. McLean chasing that in the Zamboni corner, trying to get it out, but the Inferno not letting it go. And Malari skating with it. And now the Steel having a hard time getting out of their zone. The Inferno just not getting any shots away here yet. It's close in front, and they have some traffic, but it's turned over. And Garnett throws it off the boards, gets it herself, takes a shot. Cruikshank stops that, knocks it in the corner. Malari collects, shot in front. Gregory not able to do anything, just couldn't lift it high enough to get that past Krushenk, but a good opportunity for the steal. Goes by the board. Still 2-0 the score with just under 8 minutes to go. Jeffries skating that in, and the defender losing an edge there. That was Pye not able to stay up. Calling for the puck was Gardner. She missed her opportunity. Thorne sends it forward to Murray. Thorne collects it on the backboards. Krushenk looking for the puck, standing tall there. And it's Murray throwing it into the corner. That goes out in the middle, but nobody home for the steal. The Inferno have a 3-on-2 here as Gardner comes up the left, skates, takes the angle, gets a shot. Hyde up to the challenge, stop and a glove save. So it looks like it's mostly a counterattack today by the Inferno. You see a lot of the forwards getting a hold of it in the defense and just kind of skating a beeline towards Hyde.
It does seem to be being the most successful route for them right now, is having that skater pull it through the neutral zone as opposed to the passing, which is obviously not necessarily what you'd expect, but it seems to be working for them. So if those defense are having the confidence to walk the puck up, it seems to be what's getting those quality shots on goal.
And there's a number 5 out there. I don't have that name. I'll have to take a look in just a minute, but that's a new skater for the Steel today. It's Davidson. Fuchsia Davidson, there it is. No, she's not new. I've called her name yesterday. That's what that was. Just hadn't seen her yet today. And Inferno looking to just get that out of the, stay in the zone, but they're just not able to do that there. The Steel trying to set something up, but they're having troubles with their passes out of the zone as well. Once they get to neutral, the Inferno seem to jump all over it. Tunnicliffe with it for a moment. Hart skates by. And that goes back to neutral. That's Patron taking it and dumping it low. It'll be Keeley taking that out. That stopped at the point shot in. Krushenk taking that to the right. Out in front again. Another shot, another rebound, and a goal. The Auckland Steel scoring a third goal there. Not sure who that was that took the shot, but it was a quick rebound in front of Krushenk, and nothing she could do about that one. Let's see if we got that on replay here just in case. And no luck. That was a little bit, yeah, didn't get that one. So, try that again another time, but in the meantime, here's Malari taking that for the steal. Instead, it's Shields that wins that face-off. And the Inferno dragging it into the offensive zone, trying to keep it in, but they can't. Malari's got it, looking for the pass to Gregory. Gregory skating up the left to try to get there first. She gets the puck. Knocked to the side. Shields has it. Pass forward, and that's going to get skated out. No, it's a cross-ice pass to Hart, but it goes past the tape, gets up to Gregory. Shields holds it. Passes up to Hart, but that gets sent back in, and some changes for the Steel. That's a turnover to Malari. Malari's skating through 1-on-2. That puck goes through the crease, but no shot. Eddie throwing it behind. Malari collects again. Skates through 2 players. That's turned over to Kloss. Kloss skates with it, but she gets double teamed. And that gets sent back in behind her. And that's Addison Hodge trying to get that out of the zone, and that's sent down most of the length of the ice, forcing the Steel to collect and reset. I think it's passed up to Eddie. Eddie looking for somebody to get that out to, but that's turned over. The Inferno with a good pass forward. but outskated by Patron there. Patron holding on to it, taking a shot, stopped by a shin pad. Patron still with the puck, goes out to the point. Point shot, now it's kind of lifted, and a good shot there by, I think it's Buckthought that took that. Yes, it was, and
looks like we've got a penalty coming.
that is the case. We'll see how that gets called. That is a check against
Gardner.
Yeah, it's I think she was guilty of one of those yesterday as well.
I believe so.
But apparently somebody was hit a little bit too hard. It happens. And it is a penalty kill for the Inferno. Shot, 2 shots, and Cruikshank with the stop. Just 5 seconds into this power play. And they get another face-off on the other side. Now they're going to stay over there.
Steele had a couple of really good power plays yesterday in the third period. However, Inferno managed to hold them out for the full 5 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see how this power play goes for the Steele.
Yeah, that major penalty was an interesting one and a talking point for sure. But, I mean, Bridie and I were talking about that, and it just didn't seem like it warranted 5, but, you know, on second look, it looked like it was too close to appeal, so that's where that stands. That low shot by Patron goes all the way to the boards, bounces out. Gordon throws it out of the zone. Minute 19 on the power play. And some good time killing here by Biergaard. The Steel looking to get reset here for their offense. And the Inferno, a couple of changes, getting Kloss back out, getting Hart back out, and not letting the puck go into the zone, but that goes into the bench, and that is a stop in play. So the that's going back to the offsides dot over here. I guess that was the closest spot.
That's half the penalty kill time gone. 54 seconds left.
There you go. So McLean up to Eddie. Eddie trying to get the zone. She brings it in. Gets interrupted by the linesman there. Greaves with it. And I think that's Hart throwing that out and does a good job. It's deflected, but Harold's got it. Up to Gregory. And that goes past Gregory, but she gets there first and kicks it. But that's going to get skated out by Kloss.
Pass it through to Hart, taking it over the blue line.
And McLean throwing it backwards and back to center. Some good time killing here. They're down to 15 seconds on the power play. And the Steel looking to get one last run here while they're up a player. There's a long pass. That's going to go too long. It may go for an icing if that's a hustle play. I don't understand how that's not an icing call as Keeley was there first, but it was not called, and Hart's got it. He's going to try to get that out of the zone. That goes to neutral. And the Inferno have it with 5 players back on the ice, evening the odds a little bit as the penalty to Gardner is over. Still trying to get it out of the zone. The Steel doing a good job of holding on to it. Low shot, that's off target, goes out to the other point. Pye has it, sends it to the corner, and they go back and forth with it for a couple of passes. And then it's Davidson sending it around. Pye's going to get there, but it's out of the zone finally for the Inferno. That puck up in the air, knocked down. And Shields skating with it, trying to take it in the zone herself. She takes herself offside as that puck was a little bit behind her. And Rachel, what do you think as far as that penalty kill? That was actually, we were talking about it yesterday, they've been very focused when they only have 4 players on the ice.
The penalty kill does seem to be going well for the Inferno. They did a lot of very good holding of the puck, and Sam, number 19, normally does a lot of really good work in putting pressure and forcing the other team to do some actual work in their own zone.
That puck's brought in, kicked forward. Gordon's going to get there first, but she is taken off the play. Knocked forward by Hansen up to Malari. Malari looking for the pass to Gregory, hits Gregory in the tape. She takes a shot, and that is a goal as that gets by Krushank under the glove, and that makes it 4-0 with just 9 seconds to go in this afternoon's first period. It's another rush up the side there and just overwhelming numbers.
It does appear to be that way, because having that speed, as they've got a couple of very dangerous players, and as soon as you've given them a little bit of space, they will capitalize on those chances.
I mean, it's just regularly Malari out there looking for Gregory or Hansen and getting that puck back. Just a lot of chaos created by some fast skaters for the Auckland Steel. That's going to end this first period here as the puck goes up into the corner. The horn sounds, and that ends the action here in the first. A little bit better than yesterday, but still a 4-goal deficit as the Auckland Steel working hard to try to secure themselves the number 2 spot in the playoffs coming up. Rachel, any thoughts about the first period generally?
Generally, I think the Inferno did a very good job. They had some quality chances. Unfortunate is the fact that the Auckland Steel seem to really capitalise when they're given the chance and create that chaos in front of the net that allows them to slip the puck through. We need to be doing the same thing down their end.
That is, couldn't be said better than that. It really does have to happen on the other side. So we'll leave it there. We'll come back to you in about 11 minutes after the first intermission. Score is 4-0. Auckland Steel ahead of the Canterbury Inferno. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. First intermission break here. The Under-12 Super League again out here giving it their all. Today we have players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association's Under-12 Super League competing during the intermission with the Hulks in the green jerseys and the Flash in the red. Little 3-on-3 today, which is interesting. It opens up the ice quite a bit. And the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a learn-to-play program that offers a free trial session, gear included, for children interested in giving it a go. To learn more, just Google Canterbury Ice Hockey Association and visit the website ciha.org.nz to arrange a free session. The kids will be out there for a little bit longer. We'll come back and join you for second period action in just a few minutes. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice. We're about to get started with the second period here in Christchurch with the Canterbury Inferno down 4 to the Auckland Steel. So, Rachel, after watching that first period, yesterday was a 5-goal period. This one was 4 goals. Did you see anything that was either the same, different, or anything that caught your eye for the first?
I think that the first period of this game was far more hotly contested than it was yesterday. So although the goal difference is only 1 from yesterday's first period, I feel like the Inferno have had some solid scoring chances, which they didn't really have in the first period last time. Auckland, again, as expected, have really capitalised on their chances and created a lot of chaos in front of the net, which is allowing them to get the puck through. But Inferno have definitely had the chances there that I don't think they really had yesterday early on. So hopefully they can step it up another gear in this period and try to claw back.
Yeah, and it's Hyde today that's put up the shutout so far. Pulse yesterday went for a good portion, I think it was 28, 29 minutes without giving up a goal and only gave up the 1. So we'll see how that turns out. Second period, short benches, of course, and anything that you see specifically that they could maybe crack by Lachlan Hyde, shooting high, shooting low, crashing the net. What's your preferred method if you were telling them what to do today?
In terms of on their offense, I think, again, it's just really getting in place for those rebounds. And there's been several times when we've had an attacker in the corners and they just have not had the people to pass to, and eventually the Steel have pushed the Inferno off the puck. So I'd definitely be encouraging them to keep moving and find a space so that that puck carrier actually has options, because at the moment they do not, and there's only so long you can hold off 2 or 3 defenders.
That is great strategy and great thinking there, Rachel. I appreciate that. The Auckland Steel have the puck. They take a shot. That's deflected on the way in. That was Hansen not able to get that. Quick shot in. Cruikshank didn't see that one right away because some traffic that was in the way, and the Steel still hold on to the puck. Patron looking for something, but she passes, and that gets turned back out to Hogland as she goes up the left side. She overskated that puck, but I guess it was in the zone, and it's going to be recovered by Keeley as they skate around and get reset. The Steel getting a change there, so we'll see if that makes any difference, but that's sent right back to Malari. Malari looking for Thorne. Thorne right out in front. Cruikshank moves across the crease. Thorne not able to pull the trigger, and that goes back out to McLean. She dumps it back in, gets it back herself, tries to do the same thing, goes up to Eddie. Eddie throws it in, but it is Keeley winding it around and getting the Inferno. Try to get that out, up to Hart. Hart trying to dig that out. Shields gets it, comes up the middle, skates 2-on-2. Shields with a backhand, misses the target, goes off into the corner. Hart with a low shot, and that's a little bit to the left, goes into the corner again and doesn't get stopped at the point, goes out to neutral, and the Inferno recollect. Knocked to the side, Eddie trying to dump it in. She does, gets it down into the corner here. And as they skate around, that shot goes by Cruikshank and goes into the Zamboni corner. Inferno holding on to that puck, but looking for some exits, and Kloss can't find any. It does get dumped out, though, at the last moment. Buckthought with it. And the Steel hold on to that puck, try to get back in the zone. Turned over. Tunnicliffe with it. They're going to keep it in the zone. Sent around. Tunnicliffe first there, but Biergaard gets it. Pass out to the center, and a pass to the right as Hart was coming off, so that pass went to nobody. The Inferno gets some desperately needed changes. And Tunnicliffe with the puck as the Steel move out and try to get something started here. It's been a good start here so far. 3 minutes have gone by, not many stops. Not any stops, I don't think. Well, none that I remember anyways. And Keeley throwing it in, and Gordon knocking it around. Patron with a good check there. Sorry, a good hit. Can't say a check, right? It's non-checking.
It's non-checking hockey.
Bodied off somebody, we'll just say that, and did a great job not imploring too much contact there. And that's Barnett skating it up the left, but Malari and Patron getting a hold of that puck. That's going to be sent down the ice. I don't think it's going to go for icing. Cruikshank knocking it to her right with a stick as it was on target. Good job getting out this time. No real problems skating it out or passing it out this time for the Inferno. But it's turned around. The Steel looking to get something done here. Stick being held. Barnett stick was prevented from hitting the ice. That's an interesting situation. Shot, a great save. Another shot, and that goes in. Malari getting the rebound and kind of skating backwards, throws that by Cruikshank's right side and getting a 5th goal for the Steel.
The Steel are very good at positioning themselves free in front of the net, making sure that they're always there for that opportunity. For when the puck comes, they're ready to capitalize.
That has to be frustrating for Barnett, watching her stick getting held like that, and no call, and it directly turns into a goal for the Steel. That's going to be an illegal face-off. They're going to do it again. That'll be a first warning for the Steel, as 2 of the defense weren't out in time. little too much celebration there, I guess. They're very picky about the 15 seconds to get the puck dropped again.
They are very strict on that and this women's game. The celebration from the Inferno yesterday, I know, came with a warning.
Yep. They both got warnings for celebration.
But yeah, both teams got warning, which is, I understand the need to move the game on, but it's also a shame when you're not allowing the players that opportunity to celebrate like their hard-won goal.
Yeah, Armiento trying to keep that, but can't do that, and the Steel trying to chase that down. Thorne bringing it in, but there's going to be another checking penalty against the Inferno here. We'll see who that is officially called on, and it is
Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw, thank you for that. Yep.
The Auckland players just got back up, so glad she doesn't seem to be seriously hurt.
Yeah, it looks like it was Helen Murray that took that one, and she stretches her back out, and I wonder if that was a bit of frustration, but it's still a costly penalty. But yeah, going back to your discussion about the celebrations and the 15 seconds and all of that, they here in this case, after an injury, they don't have any problem waiting. That's a long shot and a goal. Patron from the blue line getting the power play goal in about 3 seconds. And just like that, 6-0 the score for the Steel. So, Rachel, it is interesting to see that, after a celebration like this, they're just, let's go. We're going to get them back at center ice. And they are very, very quick. I mean, it's I almost feel like it's even quicker than the 15 seconds, but they want to get back on the game. It's noticeably different from the men's league.
I didn't want to say.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say that. It's there are some differences. A couple of players falling down there.
And I think also if you've booked the ice for that length of time, I think giving them even the extra 5 seconds for a celebration, considering that there's far fewer fights within the women's game, I think the timeout you still wouldn't be in trouble with getting off the ice by the end of the session booking.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all there, but they do play that strictly, and I think it's...
At least they're consistent with both teams.
They are consistent. It's feels a bit, we'll just say rushed. We'll leave it at that. Hart gets that puck and clears it in what was definitely needed by the Inferno there. Tunnicliffe chasing. Dumped back to neutral, and the pace of this game has slowed down to a crawl, really.
It's significantly slowed down.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday after about the third goal, where it's just you get to a point where everybody's just kind of playing it out, and this is where yesterday the Inferno called a timeout and things kind of turned around. But
there's no urgency by either team at the moment.
No, there's not. I think this one is it's kind of decided. We'll see how it goes. Shot, glove saved by Hyde. And finally, Gardner gets one right down the slot, just a little bit too straight. And a face-off in the offensive zone for the Inferno here. But it took 7 minutes almost to kind of get that first opportunity for the Inferno this period. Patron just getting to her spot in the face-off. And as that's knocked around, the Steel with some opportunities in front of them, 3-on-4. Skating around. Malari just holding on to it. Finding a spot. Patron knocking it in off the board, looking for a rebound, a shot that's on the back of the net. The referee does not stop it there. It's kind of chopped off. Steel continue with it. Patron with it at the blue line, passes it, misses the tape of Gregory. Goes around and behind the net. And Gardner tries to collect, but Malari's there first. Malari turns, looks for a redirection, and Gregory misses by about 5 centimeters there. And
again, the Steel very good at getting free in front of the net and creating space for themselves. Whether or not that's the Inferno not picking them up or just the skill of the Steel getting away, you definitely notice that when they're on the offense.
It's definitely a stop and play your zone position situation. You can see Gardner there for the last 10 seconds just kind of standing where she was. Gregory with it. And you see the forwards pushing out to the boards and pushing out to where the players are. But there's Gardner just standing there waiting for somebody to come in. That's just their strategy, is to stay in front and give help to Krushek. But Krushek can only do so much if you don't pick up the player directly. And a 1-on-2, but a fast shot and a goal. That is another goal by Malari.
Inferno unlucky on the change there. Turnover came in the neutral zone, and I guess the speed, although we had two players, I think Biergaard really chasing it down, it just managed to trickle through that 5-hole.
Yeah, Malari's just not catchable in that kind of situation, as much as Biergaard was right on her tail. But that was one of those slow tricklers through the 5-hole, it looked like to me from that side. And Krushek got there, tried to stop it, but it was just spinning and got behind her and eventually got over the line. A couple of discussions here by the referee and linesman. I don't know what that was about, but we are back underway. 7-0 the score for the steal. Shot by Pye. That's knocked to the corner as that hit Barnett in the gear, and she holds on to it for a bit, but it's turned around and sent behind Krushek's goal again. Shields trying to move that away. Sorry, not Shields, Keeley. And sticks her up, and the referee calling that one.
As no one can find the puck.
It was under her. That was So
you could see the confusion of the players as they tried to search.
And you can't dig under somebody, so a good call there. And the face-off.
Frowned upon.
It is frowned upon, exactly. So halfway through this game, 7-0 the score. Rachel, what are you trying to? If you're let's not talk strategy here. We'll talk. It's 7-0, and it doesn't look like. I mean, it would be the biggest comeback of all time if the Inferno did it. So I'm not going to suggest that we can't. But McLean knocking it through. Shot by Eddie. That backhand knocked away before it gets to Krushek. So what are you looking to? Ooh, turnover there. Eddie with another shot that missed the target. What are you looking to improve upon or work on ahead of the match with the Wild coming up here in 3 weeks?
I definitely think that the Inferno can play really physically, which is really good for them. But they seem to wait for the other team to start their physicality. So working on being able to be physical from the beginning. And also, I don't know whether the Inferno are a little bit tired after yesterday's game, but I'm noticing quite a bit of missing on the passing and missing on the losing those one-on-one battles for the puck. And so I do wonder whether doing a little bit of work focusing on that wrist strength and making sure that they can keep going once they get started.
Yeah, now it's an interesting thing because you can't really get too strategic about beating one team, but you're right. The interesting thing about, we talk about this all the time, men's game, women's game, doesn't matter. The schedules are all the same. And they're always either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday games. There's always 2 games back to back. And it's the second game, especially when you start getting to the end, where you start seeing the effects of your overall endurance and skating and mental choices that you make out on the ice. It'll be interesting to see how the remainder of this game plays out. Just trying to look for those. Are they still making smart plays or smart passes, or is the focus lost again? And so far in the second period, I mean, there have been a couple of goals, but they have done better. And
they have done better.
Offsides.
It will also be very interesting from that perspective, seeing as the finals round is down in Dunedin. It's a bigger rink, it's a wider rink, so being able to not only utilise that space, but not allowing themselves to become too spread out during that game, but then also just the matter of endurance, because you do a lot more skating down there.
That is interesting to It's actually one of the things the men are going to have to worry about. The next game for them is also in Dunedin in that Olympic-size rink and taking on the Thunder as well. Shot. Cruikshank jumping on that one. She gave up the rebound for a moment, but just dove on that thing like a live grenade and gets a stop in play as Abby Barnett playing some good defense there for the Inferno. Malari back out there with that line, that dangerous line of the steal. Passed in front, and that was a very close opportunity for Gregory.
Some good pressure there by Eccleton Allen, stopping her from taking that quality shot, which would have been quite dangerous at that angle.
And Gregory out there. McLean on this first line now. I think they've moved her up, if I'm not mistaken, to getting some more first line time on defense. Malari skating, takes a shot off Cruikshank's gear, goes into the sideboards on the near side, into the corner. And that pass is interrupted by the Inferno for a moment. Goes out to neutral, and the Steel have to tag up. Barnett sending it around.
To Eccleton, hopefully up to Sophie Jeffries through the middle, and we've got Armiento holding it through, so hopefully these D will be coming off for a well-needed change from the Inferno.
Steel moving that through neutral pretty easily there.
It was some very smooth passing.
Yeah, just overloading on that side, which is interesting, and then that top line going for a change. But a shot, that actually, Murray hit Cruikshank in the face.
I was wondering whether that was a face on there, for there should have been a stop and play just to check on the goalie.
Yeah, it bounced away. There's some interesting rules about that. I don't know if they're different for the women's game or not, but in general, they have to allow that play to continue until there's no more scoring chance, but that's obviously gone by. So no stoppage there. It's interesting.
I've always been under the impression that as soon as the goalie is hit in the head, that the play should be stopped at that point to check on the goalie, as it can be a lot easier to miss a head injury from a goalie than potentially a player who can then come off the ice and be assessed.
So Eddie with that shot, that gets knocked aside by Cruikshank. She's up on her feet and doesn't seem any very wobbly or anything like that, so hopefully that's good news, but nonetheless, that's not something to mess around with.
Absolutely not. And as I said, being back in the goal, it can be quite a bit harder to miss those little bit changes that can indicate that something has gone wrong back there. So it's a bit of a shame that that hasn't happened, but she looks okay, so we can but hope.
Fingers crossed, and Thorne with the puck. But that's held in by the Inferno for just a moment. Goes back to neutral. Thorne skated it in, but it's turned over. And Gordon skating hard, 2-on-3 for the Inferno. She passes it, but it was dumped aside by Sophie Harold there. Edge lost by Greaves. Yeah.
I think she was helped a little bit there by Gardner, to be honest.
I think so as well. I wasn't really going to say it that way, but that's, the ice is slippery. People fall, but sometimes they get a little help.
I can attest to that.
Yes, you can.
I normally need very little help.
Gordon getting that puck again. She's trying to skate up the left. She gets that knocked off her stick. Brought in, tagged up, and the Inferno trying to get something going here, but that's just brought out again by the Steel. Tunnicliffe doing some really good work there on that point, making sure that the puck stays out of their defensive end.
The Inferno have been really pressed on defense this period, I feel. There's been several times when they've definitely been stuck down on that end, and obviously it's quite easy for players to get tired and goals to happen.
Exactly what happens there. You see the defense stretched again. Malari finding Patron for that tic-tac-toe shot and gets by Cruikshank, making it 8-0 the score this afternoon. Going into the it's a little less than 5 minutes to go in the second. The story here, all Auckland Steel, and they've made their case for the second seed here in the playoffs. That is very clear, and it's going to be an interesting weekend to see how, first of all, if they survive the Thunder, And if they do, and Wakatiku gets through as well, that could be a very interesting matchup. Shot, and another goal. Really hard fought by Lily Hansen. And a backhander, a good quality shot there, getting by Cruikshank. And that makes the score 9-0. Based on what I'm seeing here, I mean, I don't see another goalie dressed. No, we do. We have a
goalie dressed and who seems to be warming up here on the Inferno bench.
Yeah,
so
that'll be Maddie Fox.
Yeah, I was like.
Yeah, she was the starter yesterday, and looks like it'll be happening soon here. Malari with it, one-handing, getting by Barnett. 9-0 the score here with 4 minutes to go here in the second.
It will be interesting to see how Auckland do against Dunedin, as I believe when they played against each other it was 1 win, 1 loss for both teams.
Yeah, they did split that one, so it's going to be very interesting. And that, I mean, I don't want to, there's a penalty there for tripping coming up. Malari's got it. She's going to take that out. There's a 6-on-5 opportunity, but I think Malari's just going to be patient with that. She passes it back, sending it forward and up to Murray, up to Hansen. Hansen holding on to it. Inferno not able to get possession yet as this delayed call sits there. Out to McLean. McLean dumping it in. Deflection. And Murray in the corner. And that's finally turned away by the Inferno. 2 minutes the call for, I believe it's going to be tripping. We'll see officially here in just a moment, but it will be Armiento going off. And it is interference. Or no, excuse me, it looks like holding. Now, please grant me, the referees faced exactly the other direction, so it is a little tougher to figure that out sometimes, but that is a holding call. Out to Patron. Harold knocked down. And that goes out. Back to Patron in neutral. This, again, I'm going to sit here and say this will focus them, and they'll play really well. Shot. Cruikshank holding on to that one. All weekend long, the best play has come out of the penalty kill, which is very odd. And they have given up a penalty or a power play goal, a couple of them actually, but usually the Inferno play really well there.
It is interesting, so I do find sometimes the penalty kill can really focus a team. The issue normally comes when you're just coming off the penalty kill and the adjustment back to 5-on-5 hockey, where sometimes goals come through in that stage instead. Good clearance there by Hodge, I believe.
That was indeed Addison Hodge throwing that down. Gregory taking that in, and a bit of a dump there by Gardner. Megan getting thrown to the side. That long clearance was on target, so ring up a shot against Lachlan Hyde there, but that was knocked away, and the Steel looking to get their 10th on the board with 54 seconds to go in the power play. That goes for icing against the Steel.
And the Inferno will go for the change.
Yeah, as they're the ones allowed to.
Yes.
So the officially it's now 52 seconds to go. Just over 2 minutes to go on the board for the remainder of the second period. Face-off won by the Steel. Patron skating it up. Passed forward to Gregory. Gregory looking for the cross-ice pass. Out to the point, but Malari didn't see it in time, and she's going to have to skate that down and pass it over to Harold. Picked off. Walked in by Biergaard. Biergaard
again doing some excellent work on the penalty kill. She's always there, ready to put on pressure and force a turnover.
It's such a bizarre situation. Like, they don't ice the puck while they're on the penalty kill. Or at least, I mean, obviously can't ice it, but I mean, you know, they're not necessarily just chucking it down there. Malari hit pretty hard there by Gardner, but that was just held up. And that penalty is now over. Shot in front. And that was
scary,
a golden opportunity right in front for the steal, but they couldn't do anything with it. Gardner going forward and knocking somebody flat into the goal. That's going to be another call, as it was Sophie Harold that got scored on there. She was dumped into the net, and it's going to be Gardner going off again. Yeah, 2 more minutes for running into Harold, and that is going to be called a check. 2 minutes. No, it is officially, that is an interference call. So they did not call checking on her. That was interference, and she's back off the ice with just under a minute to go. Interestingly, that's going to go to the defensive zone for this face-off. I thought that should have been neutral ice, but nobody asked me.
Normally when a player's sent off, though, you do tend to end up in the defensive zone for that first face-off.
And Patron has it. Gives it to Eddie. Good move. Good second move. Gets the shot. And that power play is over in 11 seconds. They just done too many 5-on-4 minutes out there. In this case, that's going to make it 10 for the Auckland Steel. It is officially a blowout here in Canterbury with a 10-0 to score. The Auckland Steel getting a hold of the puck and playing this one out. Malari trying to get that forward. McLean with it. She dumps it in. And just about 25 seconds to go. Jeffrey's knocking it out. McLean throwing it back in. Dragged forward, and Eddie trying to dig at that for the steal. Brought into the zone, but it was offside, so Thompson has it, and that goes off goes the horn, and that is the second period over. 6 goals thrown up by the Auckland Steel here, most of them at the late stages of this afternoon's second period, and Cruikshank having a tough one combined with her defense, and that's going to be an experience for her. Hello, yes, that's Ricky saying hi to everybody. She's had a pretty good game, so I think she's earned that one. And yeah, I just, at this point, it's 10-0. There's not much you can really say about this game other than 10-0 being an accurate reflection of what's going on the ice.
There are a lot of tired decisions happening out there for the Inferno, and I've definitely noticed a lack of structure happening in their game plan as well.
Yeah, just not executing, that's for sure. So anyway, we won't belabor the point any further. It's time for a break for all of us here, and we'll be back in about 12 minutes with third period action. The score 10-0, Auckland Steel over the Canterbury Inferno. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. Ready for third period action here with the Inferno and the Steel. Steel up 10-0 after 2. This one's pretty much decided, but we'll see how the teams choose to deploy this third period.
The Inferno's cheer just before they took back to the ice was 3-2-1 goal, so hopefully they can convert that into something this period.
And as the Steel work offensively, Malari with it, you'll notice that there has been a goaltending change with Maddie Fox going back out for the Inferno for the third period. And that is Krushank coming off after 40. Knocked aside by from Gordon off of Hyde. She puts it in the corner, gives it up to Malari. Malari and Hansen looking to connect. Hansen has it, gains the zone, takes a shot, hits the gear.
Hope Shields is okay there. She took quite a hard slap shot to the ankle yesterday and ended up not being able to finish the game. So I really hope that did not hit the same place on her.
Yeah, it's the re-aggravation that's always the risk there. You hit that exact same spot.
It's amazing how the puck knows exactly the worst place to hit. Always finds the gap in the gear. Shields taking it back to set up.
That's thrown all the way down. It's going to go for an icing here unless Hart can get there quickly. No, they call it off. They actually decide that Harold is okay with it. And play continues in the offensive zone. Kloss trying to get a pass there, but she's going to have to chase the puck down in the corner. They fight, trying to dig that out. And that goes to Shields. Shields with a good shot. Gloved down by Hyde. Hyde got to see that shot as it came through, and that made a big difference. She gloves it and gets a face-off. So face-off here for Shields. She wins that. Goes back to Keeley. Keeley holds on to it, keeps it in the zone. Kloss gets it. Low shot. And one of the better opportunities is Hart just not able to redirect that. But the Inferno making some noise early here in this third. That goes for icing on the other end. McAlpine's Mitre 10 Mega. If you need supplies in Rangiora, make sure you visit them. Mitre 10 Mega, and that's with McAlpine's. Mitre10.co.nz. Face off won by the Inferno again. They keep that in the offensive side. And that puck bounces. Hogland with it for just a moment. It's actually stuck behind the goal. The referee thought about stopping play, but didn't. Goes out halfway. Redirected, and Hyde gloves that as it was sliding through and was redirected, but she saw it the last minute and got a face-off.
If that had been coming through just that little bit stronger from the initial shot, I think that would have gone in.
Yeah, just an unfortunate slowdown in that redirection. Gave her just enough time, and they're back for another face-off. This one won by the Steel.
Inferno's definitely had a lot more offense opportunities so far this period.
It'll be interesting to see what they've changed strategically. It doesn't seem like...
I can't see any obvious changes in the line setup at the moment.
Yeah, everything seems like it's the same, but just a little bit more pep, and maybe just the discussion of that game's over, play a new game. You get to play another one, win the third. Gregory with it, looking for the outlet pass. She hits the tape of Malari. She spins around and gets it lifted off of her. Shot. Hyde kicks it aside. I think it was Hogland there on that one. No, sorry, that is Gordon doing the work behind the net. She still has the puck. And still gets it. Gets it again. Sends it to the point. Barnett throws it forward. I said Garnett. I don't know where that came from. Barnett throws it forward. Gregory. Then Hansen. And Hansen brought that one in offside. That's going to go out to neutral for a faceoff. So 4 minutes almost.
Oh, wow.
Goes by quickly.
It goes by very quickly. And
Well, when there's no scoring, it goes by quickly. Murray wins that face-off. Murray holds on to it, gains the zone, holds on to it, keeps the player off her for a moment. Up to Patron. Patron throws it around the boards. You were telling me something interesting about the kick plates here, that yellow plastic that goes around.
yes, so you may notice that around the rink that the yellow kickboard around the rink here in Christchurch is not actually level as you look around it, and that's a byproduct of the earthquakes when the rink lost power, and parts of the rink therefore sunk, and they sunk at different rates, and therefore when it re-solidified, we had different sized boards as you look around the rink today.
And that is called home ice advantage, allegedly. Gardner holding on to that for a minute, and then Gordon's got to play it up in the corner. And Biergaard with some pressure. That goes out to the blue line. Big slap shot there, but it was deflected as it came in on Gardner. And that puck's going to go the length of the ice. Keeley's going to get there first. And icing called on the Steel. Yeah, I haven't been paying too much attention. I don't think the Steel have been mixing up their lines too much. They didn't travel with enough lines to really mix it up too much. So, same players going out there, but I have seen a little less of Malari and Hansen. They have still played, though, so they're still going around and doing what they can.
They not only stand out due to their amazing plays, but also the fact that they both conveniently have white helmets on.
It does help. Don't give all the announcer secrets away, but Taryn Bruce is out there for the first time in a while. She got the puck, and there's Davidson. And just as I kind of said that, they have rolled out pretty much their third line. Shot. Kloss hitting that up and high, just high kind of knocking it behind her. And that's going to go for another icing, as it is Thompson getting there first, or close enough first for an icing against the Steel. We'll take a look. We've got a couple of these. No, it's not good. Got a couple of these. There it is. Brendan Hart Real Estate. Thank you, Brendan Hart, for being a 2023 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. Play out to neutral. Shields with it. Forward to Kloss. She leaves it behind. Shot. And that wrister held up by Hyde.
It's a beautiful piece of play there.
That was a good drop pass. And
I'm not sure how prepared for it Hart was, but she handled it very well when she got it.
And that was, yeah, so did you call her LJ?
Yes.
There you go.
LJ, this is only her second season playing hockey, so she's always very impressive when she gets out there, and I believe she does have quite the fan club here tonight as well.
Hansen out there. And Barnett. Barnett in front of the goal. Patron with it. That goes in kind of a funny bounce out to the blue line. Patron recollects that. She's going to take it in herself. Patron with a shot. Shoulder off of Fox. Maddie looks at that as it goes out of play. And this is a good time for you to give Abby Barnett a little bit of grief. Abby was, I'll say it, Abby was kind of coming out here as the third.
Giving a bit of attitude to the commentating team.
Energy, we'll call it, yeah. If that was energy, there's a lot of energy. And, yeah, that's, that was an interesting exchange of teammates. That was good. So there you go. Thanks for that, Abby. I just appreciate she directed it all at you. I didn't get any of the grief, thankfully.
Maybe you just weren't looking in the right direction.
Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I didn't want to. Gordon with that in the Zamboni corner. That's a couple of swings at it, and that's shot. I don't have the number or the name on that, 31 for the Inferno. Let's see who that was here.
I'm not sure either.
One of our new players, I guess.
Yes, we definitely had some players who dressed today who I think was one of their first times playing, so hopefully she's managed to get on the ice and get some experience playing at this level, so hopefully it'll be her first game of many in the future to come.
Tobin is the name. Shields with it. Fights 3 players off, keeps the puck, goes up the side.
Gloss coming in for support, holds the puck.
And as that shot around, that's going to go back out to neutral. Hart comes out along with Thompson. Thompson collects, resets. Tunnicliffe looking at the puck. Get him a forecheck. Interrupted things. Kloss gets it, gains the zone, leaves the puck, gets it back. Goes into the sideboards again.
Shields come out of the corner with the puck and a shot on goal.
And held by Hyde. Just trying to get something started there, but it's a tough angle to be taking those shots. And Hyde up to the task, but good work so far by the Steel and the Inferno this period. Everybody that's out there is still the same score as it was at intermission.
Nearly 10 minutes halfway through the final period, and we have not had any goals so far. I really hope I'm not just jinxed this.
Well, you're about to find out what the announcer's jinx is all about, or the announcer's curse. Steel still have it. No call there as player was brought down. Gregory right in front. And Maddie Fox with a save, saving your bacon, Rachel.
Oh, absolutely.
That was a close one there. You really...
I was getting nervous when I saw the 2 free Steel players in front. It made me very concerned that I had... Well, they're very powerful if I can influence in that way.
Yeah, the funny part is that you don't even mean to do it, and suddenly you realize you've thrown it out there, and the universe comes right back at you.
I didn't know the universe cared that much.
Yeah, it usually doesn't, but something about announcers. Anyway, Gregory with it to Malari. Malari gets it behind. Gregory collects. Fox looking around the pipe. And some good defense there, in this case.
By Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw doing good work. Knocked to the side. Hansen trying to stuff it around there. And you had a little bit of Bradshaw making sure that that didn't continue. Maddie Fox with a glove save. So we are reaching that halfway point, and this frame has gone a lot faster, obviously without as many scores going on, and no penalties thus far. That's one for me.
Yes.
But 3-on-3, the Inferno trying to come in. That is onside. And Murray drags it back out. We lost that picture for just a second there. That was interesting. Fox holding on to that one, and that will split it. And let's see what's going on here. Funny thing about cables, they are hard to diagnose. But we'll get back on that in just a minute. Rachel, you tell them all that you see out there. I'm going to take a minute here and try and work out this technical issue. It's all yours.
I will definitely try my best. We've got the face-off that's been won in the neutral zone. We've now got some fighting in the corner. Steel seem to have possession, although there's definitely some pressure being put on there by the Inferno, who've now picked up the puck. Another rapid turnover by the Steel. And thankfully behind the net with Hodge, I believe, trying to get it out of the zone. Beautiful pass across to Garner. Bring it through the neutral zone where the Inferno seem to be struggling so far. Garner just mentioned to keep her feet. And a shot on net there by number 27, Gordon. Both teams go for the change. We've got Shields line out there for the Inferno. They've had some good scoring chances their last couple of shifts, so let's see what they can do this time. Gloss behind the net, looking for the pass. Drops it behind. And steal with the puck. Turnover by... Oh! Such a good attempt between Shields and Gloss there. Unfortunately, just misses the mark. It's kept in on the blue line by Thompson. And a big backhand there from Gloss, just goes a bit too high. Pressure on the blue line as the Inferno try to keep it in while Steele tried to obviously get it out. And it's come out through underneath our fallen players there.
How's that?
Terrifying.
Oh, good. That's all right. You can make mistakes and nobody knows as long as you sound good. So I'm still working on that. Malari with it. She's going to skate around. She kind of loses the puck off the tape. Trying to throw it back in. 3 Inferno players are there as the Steel are trying to make a change. They get it out of the zone, skate it forward, and that's Kloss trying to dump that long in there, but it's on target, so it's going to go into the corner here. Gordon chases out to McLean.
Yeah, it was a long shift there for Gloss. I think she was keen to just get the shot on target and get off.
And as that puck stays behind the net, Hansen trying to dig that out. It goes back to Barnett. That hits Hyde high. I don't know if that hit her in the head or if that hit the blocker, but maybe it was a high shoulder. Didn't have that angle, so Barnett leaving it behind. Barnett with the energy. Barnett with more energy. She knocks that puck off and tries to give a little bit to Gregory as well. She's got lots of energy today.
She always does.
Shot in front. Maddie Fox holds on to it, but it does rebound.
Beautiful little
backhand.
Backhand, thank you.
Yes, that's the word. Those are hard. Those words are hard to find sometimes. Malari's going to hold on to it. The Inferno jump everybody over the boards pretty much, except for Barnett staying out there.
Armiento putting on pressure. I think now's an appropriate time for me to comment that Armiento's got a new stick today, so hopefully she can christen it with a goal.
Who has a new stick?
Armiento. I think
Armiento,
last couple of games she's been having a new stick. She's been desperate to christen it with a goal, but it unfortunately hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, those sticks are not cheap either. I always cringe when they break. As soon as I found out how much they cost, then you see a stick break and ooh, yeah, that's a painful one. Patron trying to get that in, but it gets deflected back out to neutral, and Armiento with her brand new stick. Murphy with it.
So much lighter than her old stick. It's glorious.
Gardner bringing it in on her own, skating through 2 players. Gardner looking for some help. Gets it back. Gordon there.
Gardner's done some excellent carries through the neutral zone today and has really helped get some offensive zone time.
Gordon giving that up for just a moment, and it comes back out. Patron with it 3-on-2. Patron with a shoulder check. Shoots it in. I'm sorry, a body where she skated into her. Murray with it.
Just a bit of body contact, that's all.
Oh, that was, I mean, she had the puck, so what are you going to do? But interesting. Gardner with it. Gardner still holding it. Trying to get a wraparound there, but that's knocked aside by Hyde. She doesn't glove it yet. That goes in the corner. Kicked away and
kept in the zone by Hodge.
Yeah, Hodge doing some really good work there, as that could have been a breakout. Patron looking for that long pass, but she has to go to the center. Tobin getting off the ice. Kloss bringing it forward. Kloss still on that left side.
Again, we're getting it in the corner, just not managing to find that pass to get the quality shot on.
You're right. Kloss has spent a lot of time in that left side, and I know she's bringing it up there, but she's just not able to get it out to anybody effectively yet.
Yeah, so we've had some good shots from a rough angle, but there just haven't been the opportunities to pass it through to get the better angle.
Yeah, now Shields had a very nice backhand there. I don't want to go without saying that, but knocked aside by Hyde, and the play continued, obviously, as the puck stays in the zone for the steal, but comes back out. 2-on-3, the opportunity. Kloss with it. She's going to cut in on an angle here. She takes the shot. Hyde knocks it aside, blocker save into the corner. Keeley holding on to it and getting it back to Kloss. Shot by Kloss. That's a deflected backhand, goes out of play, and it's going to bring a face-off. You do have one of the more entertaining things going on tonight is actually Rachel up here in the contraption that we get up in here, this scaffolding. Every time it's close to the Inferno breaking this duck, the entire thing bounces as Rachel has quietly uttered something that you probably hear on the broadcast. That goes by in the crease. That was close.
I'm doing my best to keep my exclamations to myself.
Oh, but that's kind of hard. You should just let it out at this point. That shot's close. Oh, yeah, she's grabbing her hair, the whole thing at this point, folks. McLean digging that out, goes out to Barnett. She uses some energy, puts it back in. That goes back around to Van Orsro. And that puck kind of just finds its own way out of the zone.
Both teams seem to be getting tired here and just not being able to control the puck.
Van Orsro is I think that's her first shift of this afternoon's game. And of course that would be of great interest, as that is the daughter of our cameraman Matt here. So well done. He'll find out about this on the broadcast because he can't hear us. But congratulations, Matt. I told you she was on the score sheet. She's out there again. Gregory continues with the puck. Just under 3 minutes to go in this afternoon's contest. Right in front, Gregory with a shot. And a good stop by Maddie Fox. Fox throwing the shutout so far. I said that. Don't hold it against me. But, I mean, it is 10-0. Yeah, hold it against me. It's okay. But she's done a good job of keeping the steal off the score sheet for a good 17 minutes this afternoon, which is rather impressive.
Been a very different period compared to the rest of the game.
And a very different time out there. Maddie with another stop as that goes right in the middle of her gear and she just holds on to it. 13 minutes in the first period yesterday, and she gave up 4 goals. A couple of them I'm sure she would have wanted back. Very sharp this afternoon, and a nice turnaround to see that gives Maddie a chance to go back out there. Gordon with it on the break. Long shot.
Still has it.
And that goes in on Hyde, but Hyde is brave and jumps forward and kind of gloves on it and stops play. But I guess for me, that's kind of the redemption here, is to see it. I was concerned that Maddie was going to go back out there and have another rough period because, she just...
The mental game of a goalie is very impressive. I know I could never. I could never do it. But having that mental strength to come back, especially partway through a game when you're already 10 down.
Yeah,
she's done some amazing saves there,
and is still not giving anything up, which is exactly what the Inferno needed to have happen. And there's another. It wasn't an earthquake. The camera didn't. That's just Rachel getting excited over here on a very bouncy platform. It's actually very tough. I mean, I'll do it here. Look, if I jump like that, you'll see on the camera, it's very easy to move that thing. But every little bit that gets exciting, yeah, it's something else. Hodge holding on to it.
Looking to set up, doesn't seem to have...
There's no hurry. 90 seconds to go here. I think she was just looking to get it to Kloss here. And Kloss...
I think she was looking for the pass and she just didn't have anyone available. I think sometimes the wingers are not necessarily giving those options down on the boards. Yeah. Coming up for a 3-on-2.
Kloss loses that puck as she goes on the right side this time. First time in about 5 attempts that she's gone up the right side.
She does favor the left.
And that gets turned back out. A pass that's kind of a dump into the corner gets turned back by Patron. Patron still has the puck. She's going to skate around, kicks it out. Does a great job of moving it through neutral. She comes up the right side, holds on, looks for an angle, but loses the puck in the process. and that gets dumped back out to neutral. Rookie Lee McLean trying to dig at it. She chops down at Kloss. No call there, strangely. I think they just want this game over with at this point. And the puck going back out to neutral with 30 seconds to go. Davidson has it, takes a shot. Maddie Fox gloves it, but holds on to it, and then turns it over. Well, she didn't turn it over. It just got turned over to the Steele quickly. And that's going to get dumped in. That is an icing call if somebody was there, but it's going to get cleared because the Steele are there first. That puck behind Fox's net. 10 seconds to go in this afternoon's contest. And the Inferno look to break that out. That's not going to go anywhere. Thrown in by Tunnicliffe, and the horn sounds. And a moral victory for the Inferno, not giving up a goal after the second period ended. A clean sheet for both Fox for one period, but we do have to give a shout out to who has obviously been the player of the game for me, Lachlan Hyde, pitching a shutout for the goalie. 10-0 the win, but Hyde stopping everything coming her way and doing a great job doing it. That was a command performance by her. So, Rachel, anything you want to just kind of finish up with here? Anything that you saw or want to talk about? Or
I think the Inferno can be very happy with that final period. I think the key thing for them going into the finals weekend will be how to harness that energy in all three periods. I believe in most of the games there's definitely been it's normally taken them a good period to get into it. When you're playing teams with such dangerous players here, you just can't afford that. So I think that's definitely going to be a focus for them going into the final game. Yeah, obviously you can't take anything away from Steele. They had some beautiful shots and really, I said, capitalizing on those opportunities they got in front of net and really making sure that they were creating chaos and allowing them to get those 10 goals. Definitely don't want to take anything away from their victory either.
Wise words from Rachel Wood here, number 2 on the Inferno, by the way. Having a little bit of an injury issue, but very thankful for her joining us this afternoon. We're going to do players of the game. I really hope that they get this one right, because if it's not Lachlan Hyde, I don't know what anybody's doing around here. But who knows? That's my opinion, and at this point, anything goes. But we'll see what they say. Player of the game for the Inferno.
That is Hart, otherwise known as Alja, and I'm sure her fan club will be very thrilled. Any comment?
Hope Gregory getting the player of the game for the, I'm sorry, but Gregory had a very good game, but I cannot agree with that. That is all Lachlan Hyde today. She played a fantastic afternoon's game of hockey, but handshakes all around, and that will conclude the regular season for the NZWIHL. All the standings will be on the website, and that sets everybody up for the playoff weekend in Dunedin on August 19th and 20th. If you happen to be there, give it check it out, because they'll be playing 2 in a row both nights, both day and night, in order to settle the league for the 2023 season. Otherwise, we're going to call it here. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. There's some other hockey to be watched, and of course some World Cup and all sorts of fun things to finish up the weekend. But thank you for joining us. We will see you soon. I'll be next on the air in Dunedin for the Red Devils against the Phoenix Thunder on August 4th. All right, everybody, we'll see you then. Take care.